Hi guys, it's me John. This is my channel John Zamar, and usually I do reviews of toys, take a look at basketball shoes, or talk about Filipino comics. For this video, I'll be talking about the recently released, maybe a week or 2 weeks ago. I'm not sure anymore. We're all still staying at home, staying safe from the virus. Um, we're gonna be talking about Netflix, the Netflix original anime series, Siege War for Cybertron, which is the new Transformer series, cartoon series that just came out from the streaming service Netflix. Um, I wanted to talk about it because since most of the toys that I've been reviewing are from that show, and one of the gauges that I had when I was gonna watch it was how will it affect you when you watch it? On terms of upon watching it, will you be excited to buy the toys that they have already released? In my case, yes. When I was watching it, I wanted to play with the toys that I bought, which were released a year prior to it, last year, 2019. And one good thing about it was that series. When you watch it, you would want to own those toys. So in that criteria, I would say that the cartoon show that show is a success because basically that's it. It's a long running advertisement for toys. And if it doesn't make you excited for the toys that they were releasing, that they have released, then it would have failed. That was the only thing that I was judging it on. Of course, watching other people's opinion about it was that it was either too dark, it's not for kids. What else did I get from the other YouTubers from their input about it? But it was good. It was good. It was generally a bit not for kids. It had a darker tone. Of course, the title was Siege War for Cybertron, so it was discussing about repercussions of the war, and it was a prequel, sort of a prequel to the G1 cartoon. So it was before they came to Earth. So the premise of the show was it was the events that took place on why the Autobots in their arc came to Earth. So what happened in Cybertron? What happened before all of the G1 stuff? Anyway, I'm rambling again. What I wanted to talk to you guys about were how the show would affect people from buying toys, and um, of course, any Transformer series bestsellers would be uh, the two sides of the coin, the leader of both faction. The I've been using this a lot as a scale for my recent reviews. So, of course, Optimus Prime of the Autobots and the Decepticon leader. Uh, what's that? Yeah, the Megatron. Now, both of these figures will have new versions of it, or there, new versions of it. I don't know which is better. Okay, let's see. New versions of these two figures for the Netflix Siege line. But as I said, this were released last year, and They're great figures, Voyager class figures, and uh, I know that when kids watch that show, or kids at heart watch that show, they would instantly um, go to the place that they would want copies of this figure, a Megatron and an Optimus Prime. Their depictions in the show, um, Megatron was, I think, more fleshed out since he was a leader. Both of them wanted to end the war, maybe more um, tyrannical since that was his always been his character. Um, Optimus Prime, on the other hand, was not that fleshed out. I think he was a impulsive leader actually, and for most of the time would be someone who who would not listen to his troops when his troops are trying to tell him something. And I think most of his um, plans are not that well thought out. And he's the Autobot leader, uh, which makes sense because he's the Autobot leader, and they still have a military commander. And in that aspect of it, of course, I would think that others would also like a Magnus figure. I think Magnus was more characterized as the leader who would sacrifice more for his troops for peace. Um, I think that was a characteristic of Optimus that they kind of lent to um, Ultra Magnus. But anyway, these three figures, I'm sure a lot of people who are Transformer fans will actually buy, even without watching the series. But upon watching the series, I'm sure it will be a must buy, a must own for people. This trade: Optimus to represent the Autobots, Megatron to represent the Decepticons, and Magnus. Actually. Most of this video will be a spoiler, so I'm sure most of you have already watched it already. So anyway, this three, um, this one are Voyager class, Optimus Prime and Megatron, and the leader class, Ultra Magnus. So aside from these three, other figures that I was really encouraged to buy or encouraged to play with was the Seekers. Of course, in the series, they were led by the first commander class, Jetfire. Of course, he did not look like this in the series. He there, and if you could flip his there. He was sporting a Decepticon badge there, and he was the leader of the Seekers. One thing that different from the show and the actual toys is Jetfire is freaking humongous. In the show, he's a bit taller than the Seekers, but he's not this tall. He was at least the Seekers, Starscream, and the others would be, I guess, up to here. But anyway, I recently had this, just bought this during the quarantine Jetfire, and I'm quite sure now that after the series has been released, this will be sought after. I mean, this figure, I mean, it was sitting on the shelves for a time. It was actually on clearance when I bought it, and now it's back to the 4,000 to 5,000 range. So I'm really glad I got it during that time, and I wasn't really that interested in buying it because it's like a huge chunk of white plastic. Sorry if the camera's glaring because of the whiteness of Jetfire, but I'm really glad now that I have it. Maybe I'll do a review about it. I haven't really done a video about this Jetfire figure, but yeah, the series would um, invite you to buy one of these. So yeah, the Seekers. I only have Starscream. I passed on getting the others, and I'm uh, regretting that I did not get it when I had the chance of getting it. Of course, Skywarp was hard to find here in the Philippines since it was a boxed set with two Battle Masters. I haven't even found that in retail. I just saw it in some specialty shops, and it was quite pricey, so I didn't get it. Thundercracker went on clearance, but it was during also the quarantine period, and I wasn't able to get a copy of it. And now it's back to the regular price, and resellers are selling it a bit more expensive. Maybe I'll get one. Maybe that one is still attainable. The Rainmakers also pricey. I haven't found any resellers sellers of it yet, but I want to get those Seekers. See, the series makes you want to buy toys, so it's a success in that sense. Okay, so enough about the Seekers, Jetfire, and um, Starscream. Of course, missing from all of this is two key figures from the Autobot line, which they will be releasing as for the Netflix line. Actually, I was kind of disappointed that they did not release them with the original Siege line. Elito One, the new commander of the Autobots, and Bumblebee. Yeah, they released a cliff jumper figure for Earthrise. And I guess that's gonna be the mold of the Bumblebee. But I really wish that they had released a Bumblebee for the Siege line, the one because Bumblebee had a pretty big pretty big role in that series. Okay, so the last few figures in on the table are the last that I'll be discussing. So Ratchet, deluxe class Ratchet. Hmm. I had a video of this. I had an unboxing and quite sort of a review about Ratchet when I got it. This was an exclusive for an American store, so this did not reach our usual toy shops here in the Philippines. You had to either buy it from a reseller or a specialty shop, and deluxes usually ran for 1,000 pesos. This one, even before Netflix, was selling for like 2,000, 2,500. So I guess now, after that series, this would be staying at that level. I mean, Ratchet, I really like this figure. This is a redeco, a remold, a recolor of the Ironhide mold. And I knew when I saw promos for this that I really wanted this figure, and that Netflix series made me want it more. So I'm really happy that I had it. I have it now, and of course, uh, his sort of partner, the relationship in the series was quite well fleshed out, and I really liked it. And I really like what they did with Impactor. I only wish that maybe they could have used the other Impactor head while he was in while he was in the while he was in the Decepticons, while he was still with the faction, and maybe change his head when Ratchet saved him, rescued him. That was the only thing that I I wanted to see, but wasn't able to see. Of course, I don't know if we're gonna be seeing Impactor again as the show ended. So yeah, Impactor and Ratchet. Their sellability was boosted by that show. Uh, anyway, I would have still wanted to get an Impactor, an official Impactor one, an Impactor figure, since this is like one of the first um, wide release of an Impactor figure. The other one was from a Combiner Wars club, or exclusive club. You can only get it by mail or something. And the other one was the Ruination, I think War for Cybertron Combiner. Um, anyway, so yeah, Ratchet and Impactor. And lastly, of course, the Titan of the set, part of the Guardians. I don't know if she's gonna fit in the camera. Is this big boy, Omega Supreme. He was really awesome in that series. The way, I mean, you just will have to watch it. And of course, there were the Guardians. So I'm expecting recolors of this from Hasbro, so that you could have at least two or three or four of this to recreate what and that prime scene with the Guardians. Of course, this has already the Autobot um, faction logo. Um, if you want, you could get other other Mega Supremes from other third parties, or I could recreate having different Guardians. So yeah, I'm quite glad that I have this figure. I had it also on clearance during the quarantine. Yeah, actually, Jetfire, and Omega Supreme I got during the quarantine on clearance, and I'm quite sure now that after the series, more people would want to get copies of this, so it's not gonna be on clearance. So it's gonna go back to its original price or a bit more. So yeah, so that's my initial. That's not my initial reaction. That's my reaction to the Netflix War for Cybertron, Siege War for Cybertron series. So it really makes you want to play with your toys. It really makes you want to buy toys, which is actually, I think, its actual intention. So in that sense, it is a success. For me, I wanted to buy the toys. I wanted to play with the toys after I watched it. So great job, Hasbro. Great job, Netflix. Uh, can't wait for the Earthrise one. Of course, on that part, I might take a. I, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get that toys. I already have some, but I'm not sure what. So I'm eagerly awaiting to have a Bumblebee Bumblebee figure from that line, and also an Elita One figure. I already ordered both, so I'll be reviewing that soon when I have them. Alright, that's it. Thank you for listening again to my rambling. If you like this video, please do like this video. And if you're inclined to share it with people, uh, share it. And of course, if you want more to watch more videos from me, subscribe to the channel and press that notification bell so that you know when I'll be uploading stuff. Okay? Thank you guys. Have a great day. Keep safe. Stay at home. Bye.